Hello. Hey. Holy fuck. That is an it doesn't end. Holy shit. How does he eat that? That's some crazy shit, dude.
Welcome back.
Are you happy your daddy Donald started a worldwide energy crisis? If it means toppling a fascist dictatorship, then yeah. Whoopie fucking diddly do. You have to pay double the price for fucking gas for a few months.
Competition with Ryback. These are not real weights, right?
The weights, I think, were like 5 pounds different.
Oh.
I don't care. I've actually done 50 reps with 225. So it wasn't like I was going to get a cookie or something for doing more than 50 reps. I stopped at 50 because I wanted to stop at 50 and I was breathing heavy.
And when you're holding it over him, that actually feels like it makes it way harder for him. You're holding it over his throat. That's the whole part of the thing. But now he's having to push up against you.
No, I was not going to kill him. You know, just a little pain, a little suffering. It was a good piece of business.
Dude, this Frank Tufano shit is getting hilarious. This guy, again, supposedly has like a health and nutrition channel, and every fucking video this guy makes, it's him complaining about his roof or his car or his insurance or his plastic surgery. Oh, it's so funny.
All right, guys, so there's a lot of missing parts to this roof story that I haven't explained fully because it's been more like emergency videos. My house is flooding. I haven't gone, from start to finish of why this happened. So this house...
Yeah, Witcher 3 is a good game. I liked it.
Was bought with the FSA loan where you put like 2% down because I was broke, but the house was very cheap. It was like $170,000. So FSA loan, I only have.
Dude, if I could get a house for $170,000, fuck, bro. That's just crazy. Oh, dude, to find a house that's $170,000 in Canada, you'd probably have to travel to like fucking Nunavut in the middle of fucking nowhere. It's basically like living in fucking Siberia. Thoughts on Bitcoin? Will it be the money of the future? Probably not. It's well on its way to being 100% worthless. Crypto only gay retards would really be into Crimson Desert. The fuck is that? Huh. Hey, Caleb. W Vegan Gains. Well, thank you, Caleb. There's an update for RE. What is this shit? I don't know what that update is. Whatever.
Planning on fixing it up eventually, but I didn't have the money, so it wasn't like first thing on my mind. And in hindsight, instead of donating the $30,000 to the blind and disabled people, I could have had my house completely fixed up for that money.
Yeah, here we go. He was lying about that horse shit.
React to this, and this.
On the last War Powers resolution, there were people who obviously still not enough people to win the vote, but there were people who came around. And so why not go ahead?
Because we can't win the vote. We're going to win. When you see me put the bill on the floor, that means we're going to win the vote. I know how to count. I know how to do my job.
Yeah, that Democratic Representative Greg Meeks is
They're complaining about the Iran war. This is literally just, but if Iran gets a regime change, who's gonna kill the Jews? That's literally what this is. Like, wow, dude. How the fuck is this American media? And this.
The IDF stands accused of torturing a 1-year-old child with nails and cigarette burns. The Israeli military is denying the allegations. We'll get in.
Yeah, what are the chances, dude? Like, when you hear something so fucking stupid, like, what are the fucking chances? It's like hearing one of these fucking stories that, like, a girl was raped by an entire lacrosse team. Like, one, why would the entire team rape you? Surely not every dude on the fucking lacrosse team is attracted to you. And two, it's a fucking lacrosse team. Like, this is insane. Like, they're such crazy fucking wacko anti-Semites. Alright, well, thanks for the donation, Dodo. Let's see, Kid Boo donated $2. Well, that's overweight black woman. Thanks for the donation, Kid Boo. Retard donated $3.
All right, so recently there was a humanitarian trip to Cuba that some activist organizations and influencers took part in. They brought over...
I don't know if that's going to be terribly interesting. I'll skip through some of it. Thanks for the donation there, retard.
You know what I realized? Long-distance relationships are more fun. It gives you a reason to visit someplace new and introduce things and places around you to your partner. And there's just more to talk about. Local relationships are boring.
I don't know about that. I'd rather Pat be right next door, but you know. Thanks for the donation, 21st. Will be cool seeing kangaroos though. Oh, dude. Having a lot of trouble fucking eating.
Clearly they have no clue how Palestinians raise their children.
Yeah. Yeah, very obviously. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
$400,000 worth of aid, and they traveled there to expose the effects Trump's blockade has had.
Hey VG, question for you bro. I feel like I'm about to tear a muscle when I squat. I think it's my vastus medialis. Inner thigh like 4 inches above knee. Just started last week. Even with light weight, I can still quad raise fine. What do? Also I love you.
Okay, I don't know exactly what part of your quad you're talking about, but usually when you feel something like that, it's not a quad, it's your adductor. It's some adductor muscle. There's like your adductor muscles are very large. They extend all throughout your entire leg, and usually when you have some kind of rippy teary feeling, it's the adductor muscles, generally speaking. I've torn my adductor longus completely off the bone, which would be this muscle. It tore off here. And there's some other adductor muscle. I don't know which one, but it retracted. I saw it retract. So I had a partial tear of some other one. So usually when you feel some kind of teary rippy feeling when you're squatting, it's probably the adductor muscle, because your adductors are also very active during a squat. There's a few things that you can do for that. One, you might just have a lot of inflammation, in that area, either in the muscle itself or in the tendon, and you might just want to take like a week or two off training, let it heal. Also making sure you do a regular stretching routine where you just stretch your quads and your adductor muscles. That can also help remodel the tendon and prevent tendinosis or tendinopathy. And I would also recommend using a massage gun. Massage guns are also good, but yeah, just make sure you do regular stretching. Massage gun helps. You also want to make sure you're well hydrated. Make sure you drink plenty of water, and you probably want to also drink water with some electrolytes in it. Because especially if you're training a lot, you really do want to be as well hydrated as possible, because dehydration just makes you that much more likely to tear a muscle. So that would be my advice. I could be wrong. I'm not entirely, again, it's hard to know exactly where you mean on your leg where you're having that sensation, but generally speaking, when people are having teary, rippy feelings, when they're squatting, it's usually the adductor or one of their adductor muscles, because it extends all over your entire femur, all around your leg. It goes all the way down to your knees. Some of these muscles, and they are somewhat prone to tearing. I've seen a lot of power lifters tear their adductor. So yeah. Hope it helps though, chicken legs. Appreciate the donation, dude. Kid Boo donated $2. Let me see.
I've tangled with Destiny. I've probably debated this guy 7-8 times. Crushed him many, many times because he's a idiot. You ever want to know how to beat Destiny in a debate? For all of you out there who are aspiring debaters, just ask him to repeat what he just said. Really? He can't do it because he's on Vyvanse and he has mouth. You ask him to just repeat back what he just got done doing. He can't. He can't even repeat his last argument because his head is zipping. Yeah. Yeah. His mouth is moving, right? Because his jaw isn't hinged. It looks like I've taken.
Damn it, he's not on Discord. I I was literally gonna test that debate tactic out. That was hilarious. Thanks for the donation, Kid Boo.
If you think seeing kangaroos will be cool, just think how cool it'll be seeing Pat and Michelle giving Durian Rider sloppy head both at the same time while you sit in the corner filming it for his OnlyFans. When is the Durian Rider interview?
I don't know, he hasn't gotten back to me. I asked what time zone he's in, and he hasn't messaged me back yet. Thanks for the donation, though, 21st. Jerry Springer donated $2. Obesity is way more complex than people realize. No. You eat too much, you get fat.
A lot of uninformed people believe obesity is actually quite complex.
It's actually very complex.
Yes.
So obesity is classified by the World Health Organization as a chronic relapsing disease arising from complex interactions between
Eating too many Oreos is a disease, apparently. This is what happens when you have too many women working in an organization. Only women would come up with something like this because, again, the whole fat acceptance movement is all made up of women. And again, it's because they just can't have accountability. They can't just say, I'm fucking lazy or something, and I'm a glutton, and I just eat too much. No, it's a disease. You have no control over it. You're a victim. Okay. So eating too many Oreos is a disease. Gotcha.
genetics, neurobiology, eating behaviors, access to healthy diet, market forces, and the broader environment.
Access to healthy diet. Some of the skinniest people I've ever seen in my life eat the, most amount of shit. What the fuck kind of... It's just a simple matter of eating too much.
New quote, obesity is not caused by personal choice or by society.
Oh, it's not caused by personal choice? I can eat as many Oreos as I want? Oh, how lucky am I? I can eat whatever I want, and I won't get fat.
But rather by the relationship.
Dude, is this real? Is this AI rage bait?
Between an individual and the environment. If the top researchers in the world all...
the top researchers in the world do not unanimously agree on anything. You literally just read a bunch of stupid horse shit that was published by an organization that clearly has too many fucking women working for it. Holy fuck. That is some dumb ass shit.
Unanimously agree that obesity is complex, and some dick on social media says, actually, it's easy, just eat less, move more.
Yeah.
Yes, that works for everybody, universally. Eat less, move more.
Who do you think is more informed on this topic?
Well, here's the thing. Look at all the fucking Jews that ended up starving and losing weight in the Holocaust. Have you ever seen a fucking overweight concentration camp victim? So, yeah, you know why they were why they were that skinny? It's because they ate less and they moved more. Now, that's not on their own volition. They were literally starved in a camp. They weren't given enough food and they're forced to work and do hard labor. But again, it's proof. Eat less, move more, you lose weight. Again, if, obesity is complex, it has nothing to do with your own choices, why aren't there any overweight concentration camp victims? Just fucking retarded. These people are just gay. Thanks for the donation, Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer donated $2. What is this? Did Did you send me the same thing twice? Yeah. You sent me the same link twice. Thanks for the donation, Jerry Springer.
On the people of Cuba. And while they're there, some of the activist influencers also ended up exposing how out of touch they are. Like, some of these people made the optics of this trip look so bad. You would seriously think the CIA was funding it. Like, one of the...
Oh my god, Hassan's alleged $690 shirt and $1,480 Cartier ring from his day out in Havana. You can't make this shit up. Bro.
Influencers there was seriously flexing probably at least $10,000 worth of gold jewelry in front of starving kids. Like, this guy went on a humanitarian trip to Cuba with 5 gold necklaces, gold teeth, earrings, bracelets, rings, a fancy watch, and sunglasses. I mean, if it's all real jewelry, I can't imagine how much money it is. And he's going around doing photo shoots in Cuba. I mean, you'd think if you're going to a country where people can barely afford to survive, you'd want to show a little humility, but he used it as an opportunity to flex his wealth and take pictures of himself for Twitter likes and to promote a book. So you can't make this stuff up. Like, it's crazy to me nobody there was like, hey, let's take it easy with the expensive jewelry. Same thing with Hassan Piker. Like, with the amount of shit he gets for living a life of luxury, you'd think at this point he would know better, and he'd be like, you know what, maybe I should dress more modestly when I go to an impoverished country. But he had on a $5,000 outfit, and then he's like, oh, I can't believe.
And this is the same guy who's like, look how great communism is. Like, fuck
people
me.
Are talking about this. Like, he's surprised by it, elitist. Like, some of these people are like, what do you expect him to buy a whole bunch of luxury? And knows his fans will do anything to defend him. It's like indulging in complete luxury because they know he can't help. These people have to bend over backwards trying to defend Hassan.
Dude, he is such a gay dork. Imagine as a man buying this. I cannot fucking imagine ever in my life considering buying some gay, like, bitch purse to keep my shit in.
And they just sound completely out of touch. Like, also some other backlash he received from the trip was he stayed at a 5-star hotel with electricity and internet while the rest of the island was dealing with a blackout.
Yeah.
And it sounds...
Kim and Ari donate to others. Hey, VG, you seem to be more cheerful than ever. Happy Free Man found this that can be helpful for self-development. Do you concur with this content? The only thing women want, Machiavellian brutal truth about female nature. I'm not watching 25 minutes of that, dude. Thanks for the donation.
Sounds like he wouldn't have even gone on the trip if he couldn't have streamed while he was there. Like, he was in touch with the Cuban government and they really wanted him to go, so they had to make sure they accommodated him. So even though the whole island's dealing with a blackout, they had to make sure that Hassan had internet so he could stream from his 5-star hotel.
The Cuban government actually hit my contact from the embassy and told him that if the only thing stopping us from coming to Cuba was the consistent internet access, we can make it happen.
Yeah, Cuba is sick.
Wait.
So they won't make sure their own people have power and internet access, but they'll make sure Hassan has it. Okay. These people are just sick. Sid Donatillers, what approval rating do you give Trump's presidency? And how about Biden's 0 to 100%? Like, for me personally? Well, it entirely depends. Economic policy, it's like... maybe like 10%. For foreign policy, I'd say probably about 80%. Biden, I'd probably give like maybe 50%. As far as economy, I'd probably give Biden like maybe 70%. So It just depends on what you're talking about exactly. Thanks for the donation though, Sid.
I've been currently stuck in a dead-end delivery job for the past few years, and I'm currently working on a certificate program at a community college to hopefully get a better job. Should my mindset be at least I have a job or something else?
I mean, you can think however you want, dude. The only reason we continue to exist is to benefit from existing, so just think in whatever way suits that interest the most. So, you can always... There's nothing wrong with wanting more, but there's also no problem in being happy with what you have. So, you know, there are people who have it way fucking worse than you do and have no opportunity to improve their circumstances, like, you know, quadriplegic or something. So just be happy with what you have and try to get more. You know, simple as that. Thanks for the donation, though, Son Goku.
The government reached out to you.
So, yeah, of course.
So while the people in Cuba are in complete poverty and they're starving and dealing with blackouts, the government made sure to roll out the red carpet for Hassan Piker so he could stream there and flex his wealth on the poors. I mean, how sad is that?
Yeah.
Like, Hassan couldn't just go 2 days without making content or living in the lap of luxury. He needed to stream there. He needed to wear expensive clothes. He needed to stay at a 5-star resort because if not, then he wouldn't have gone. And he must have realized how bad it looks for him staying at a 5-star hotel because he addressed it pretty quickly and came up with some bullshit excuse instead of just admitting he's spoiled and wanted a room with AC and internet connection. But his excuse is he was forced to stay at the best hotel. You know, unfortunately, he had no choice but to stay at the nice 5-star resort with electricity and AC. He seriously wants us to believe he would have stayed somewhere else, more modest, but the US government forced him to stay at a high-end hotel. I mean, it's comical, and of course it's not true. Like, there are restrictions, but you can stay at cheaper hotels.
Sid Donatillers, WAPO writes that USA plans to divert $750 million of the $4.5 billion transferred by European NATO countries under the Pural program to buy U.S. weapons for Ukraine, with Trump abandoning and sabotaging Ukraine. You still give him 80 out of 100 on foreign policy. Yeah, with his current administration, he's been exceptionally good with Israel and Iran. And also just dealing with Houthi rebels in Yemen, shit like that. So when it comes to Middle Eastern foreign policy, at least with this administration, he's great. His previous presidency with Afghanistan, he absolutely shat the bed. That was just fucktarded. As far as Ukraine, I mean... Is he any worse than the rest of Europe when it comes to supporting Ukraine? Like, he does make a point. Why the fuck is all of Europe spending peanuts compared to what the US is when it comes to defense of Ukraine? It doesn't make any sense. So Europe has to get more, like, sensible and realistic and less fucktarded and gay when it comes to how they handle, defense and defense spending. The shit with Ukraine is baffling, and like there's only two ways to explain this. Either for whatever fucking reason, you know, like the generals and all of his military advisors are just simply not prioritizing Ukraine, and they're kind of focusing more on dealing with China in the long term, and that's why there's like this intervention in Iran. So they don't really want to divert too much resources to dealing with Ukraine because they figure Europe can give enough support and Russia is like this big retarded paper tiger. I'm leaning towards Trump may be compromised to some extent with the whole Epstein thing. I don't think he raped any kids, but what it's looking like is Vladimir Putin may have planted some like spies in the whole Epstein operation. So basically, Epstein was recruiting teenage prostitutes from Russia to like have sex with him and his guests. And what may have happened was one of these Russian prostitutes was basically a Kremlin spy, and one of them may have fucked Donald Trump or something, and they might have some dirt on him. Who knows? Like, and again, they might have recruited like a 16 or 17-year-old girl that lied about her age to make Trump look really bad. Like, who knows? But some of the stuff that Trump has said with like about Ukraine is just absolutely fucking baffling. He kind of like flip-flops between Ukraine being an enemy and stuff. It's really, really weird. And the restrictions they've put on Ukraine when it comes to the weapons they've been given also just baffling. They haven't been allowed to strike deep within Russia until fairly recently with foreign acquired weapons. But again, that's the same for the rest of Europe, right? So like everyone's just being a fucking retarded pussy when it comes to dealing with the Russian regime. So yeah, thanks for the donation though, Sid.
Hotels. And they
The US signed the Budapest Memorandum forcing Ukraine to give up its nukes in exchange for guaranteeing its security though. US therefore does have a responsibility to support Ukraine. Trump also cut off intelligence sharing to them for no reason.
Yeah, I know. Well, as far as like, look, if decades go by and you have completely different administrations, like some of these promises just mean absolutely nothing. But yeah, cutting off intelligence sharing makes absolutely no sense. None at all to me. I can understand if they had to divert satellites or something for whatever fucking reason, like just telling them we can't give you intelligence right now because we're prioritizing something else. But like, yeah, from on the outside looking in, at least, unless there's like some 4D chess bullshit going on. Yeah, it looks like Trump literally just cut off intelligence sharing, at least temporarily, and gave Russia a big advantage for killing Ukrainians for no reason. And again, just because of this whole thing with the Epstein thing, it looks like Trump might be compromised, and he might have like fucked some like teenage Russian prostitute that was actually a Kremlin agent. Thanks for the donation though, Sid.
They have an Airbnb type of thing there, so you could even stay with some locals. Like if you really want to be a man of the people and show solidarity and actually experience what the people are dealing with there, that would have been the best way to do it. But of course, Hassan wouldn't do that because then he doesn't have AC or electricity or internet. You know, he needs to stream and have a nice place to stay and enjoy his time there as much as possible. But he will never admit that, and instead he even tries to convince his fans that he's being forced to stay at a nice place, you know, insinuating he'd rather not be at the nice hotel, he'd rather be out with the people dealing with the conditions they're dealing with, and showing solidarity and humility. Of course, he doesn't actually do that, but he acts like, I'd rather be doing that, guys, trust me. And he even makes it seem like he feels bad staying in the hotel after seeing the conditions Cubans are living in. He's like, the dichotomy is really fucking me up, guys. Don't worry, it's getting to me.
And the American government makes it illegal for Americans to stay wherever they want when they're in Cuba. They have to stay in what they've declared as 5-star hotels, right?
No.
I'm telling you all this because, like, even the 5-star hotels are not like, you know, it's not like It's what the American government has declared 5-star hotels.
This is like just retarded.
But regardless, in comparison to the situation on the island, it's prosperity pretty much, and experiencing that dichotomy has like definitely fucked me up. Definitely.
Yeah.
Look at this little look at this fucker drinking out of his little like mug while saying this. What a fucking asshole, dude. You know what's hilarious is Hassan Piker is on fucking testosterone. He's on TRT, and he still acts like such a fucking bitch. It's crazy. I know this fucking pussy is taking finasteride to lower his DHT to like prevent hair loss, so maybe that has something to do with it. But holy fuck, this guy clearly not on enough testosterone, because what a fucking pussy.
Famous friends, and he's like, man, we're living large and really enjoying it out there.
And I went and linked up with the Progressive International boys. I met Jeremy Corbyn. That was fantastic. And I hung out with the Kneecap boys. We went out and drank at like a local establishment. And
we'll see where the Iran war thing ends, but if it concludes without a meaningful regime change and Trump declares victory and tries to pull out too early, which he may very well do, then I'd very much argue his Middle East foreign policy is a failure.
I don't think that's going to happen. Really, really doubt that's going to happen. Like, they're already going to send in the Marines, so I don't know about that. Thanks for the donation, though, Sid.
We have been, we've just been living La Vida Loca, honestly. We've just been living life, living large.
Also, Hassan showed up to Cuba with a stack of cash that he made sure to flaunt on stream when he got there. And then he said when he went out, he would start throwing the cash at Cubans. You know, it's kind of like those old YouTube videos where someone would go up to a homeless person and throw money at him, or go to a third world country and throw money at kids, which I'm sure Hassan's fans would criticize people for. Like, Hassan fans give Mr. Beast a lot of shit and say he has a white savior complex and he's out of touch, he exploits the less fortunate and is performative. But then when Hassan goes to Cuba, stays at a 5-star resort, parties with influencers, and goes around throwing cash at people, we're supposed to believe there's nothing self-centered about it. He doesn't care about the clout or the content. He just wants to help people and show solidarity by being there. Even though it sounded like he wouldn't have even gone there to begin with if he couldn't stream.
It makes sense to cut off Ukraine from intelligence if you think there's a ton of Russian spies in their government. Was that the reasoning behind it? Because I didn't hear anything about that. I know they have caught some spies. So, I don't know. That would be sensible, but I just didn't hear about that being a reason.
And of course his fans will use the fact that he donated money to deflect any criticism because they just cannot admit that Hassan made an ass out of himself, which he does all the time.
Because I walked through TSA and I got a fat stack on me. So I came in with this shit. Okay? And just peppering people with just wads of cash for the most part. I went to
What a dickhead.
Just a couple different bars.
What a dick.
Do you remember before the war you were saying people worried about the US sending troops into Iran were retards? Now you've shifted the goalpost and you're fine with sending in thousands of troops. Do you have any principles that you stand by?
Well, oh my god, dude. One, I said there aren't any troops on the ground or being sent in at the time, so what's everybody complaining about? Secondly, they're only sending in their Marines right now, and okay. What's the issue with using the military? Is there a problem with that? Like, last I checked, people join the Marines and Army so that they can, like, fight in wars. It's kind of like saying, no, don't make the police officer arrest the dangerous criminal. Well, it's what they're paid to do, right? So, the important thing is that we have stupid memes like this. That's the important thing. Thanks for the donation, Soul.
The first night I went to a bar with the...
No, Hassan is very weak for a man. Absolutely pathetic. Especially for a guy who's on TRT.
The Kneecap Boys was awesome. I had a great time there. We just dumped a lot of cash to the best of our ability.
And also when Hassan got there, he seriously started to trash Cubans who moved to America. So he went to Cuba and immediately started shitting on Cubans who grew up there but decided to leave. Like, this is so tone deaf, and he had to know this would stir up controversy. Like, either he has no self-awareness at all, or he's just saying provocative stuff to get attention because he needs to make everything about himself, which I'm sure it's a combination of both. You know, even on a humanitarian trip, he needs to be the center of attention. You know, he can't just help hand out food or supplies or do whatever he's supposed to be there for. He needs to stream and say a bunch of stupid shit he knows will offend people. He knows will offend Cubans, actually. I mean, how's nobody around him like, dude, can you please just chill out for a couple days while we're here? Like, he never behaves himself. You know, he always gets himself in trouble and causes a scene.
Strawberry cheesecake donating tellers. This is the best page on Instagram.
You know we can be stronger than, what, 6 or 7 other people? Same thing. Hey, easy. No problem.
How is this still a thing?
Excuse me, you're the one that said it looks like I need a job and that, yeah. Are you mentally ill or something? Why are you running from the camera? Like, what's good with you? You was just talking mad shit to me, and now you're running away. Look.
Old ass up. Don't nobody give a fuck that you love your motherfucking job and you want to sleep at your motherfucking job.
All right, thanks for the donation. Emma donated $2. FYI, Russia, China, and North Korea warned that if the U.S. sends boots on the ground to Iran, it will be considered an act of war. And they'll be joining against America. That's cool. Also, the head of the Iranian military said they've been preparing for 30 years. Yeah, sure they have. That's why all their leadership is dead, because they're so prepared. World War III 2026. I don't think so. Thanks for the donation, Emma.
Because he knows he has a bunch of lackeys that will defend him and embarrass themselves for him.
Fucking best people. Okay. So kind, so welcoming, just the best. Just the absolute best people. Oh my Lord. Okay. Not in Miami. Oh, dude, it's the reversal. Actually, literally like the exact opposite. Like all the good Cubans stayed here. And most of the ones that are crazy just like flew up there. I swear to God.
And while he was there, he kept talking about how beautiful it is, how amazing the people are. He said it's one of his favorite places. But then he'd be like,
vegan donators, do you think finasteride is bad? What about topical finasteride? Pretty sure. Are there any topical finasteride formulations? I thought that was just like dutasteride. Well, for one thing, finasteride was a prostate cancer drug. It's not a drug that was developed for hair loss. It's not particularly good at preventing hair loss. The type of DHT that it blocks isn't the primary type of DHT that causes hair loss. So topical dutasteride works better, especially when you're talking about using it to prevent hair loss if you're on steroids. And for most people, it's safe. Like, most people don't seem to report any side effects, but the people who do seem to get really, really bad side effects from it. Like, I figure there's got to be a reason testosterone converts into estrogen and DHT, so, like, why would you just destroy your body's DHT? Like, we do know it does stuff. Like, it is involved with penile sensitivity. It does have something to do with erection quality. It does affect your nervous system. It has an effect at the... What is it? It's like it does something at the neuromuscular junction where just you know, something profit, and then yeah, having low DHT basically just makes you weaker. So I wouldn't crush my DHT if I were you. Thanks for the donation, though, vegan.
Frank has a new vid. That man looked bloated.
Yes, we were reacting to it. Or just reacting to this now. That's George Costanza from Seinfeld. Thanks for the donation, James.
like, if I ever come back, I mean, when I come back, it was hilarious. He had to correct himself a few times because, I mean, it sounds like he doesn't really care to go back. Like, he was only there for a couple days and spent a good amount of time streaming in his hotel. So you'd think if he really loved it there...
Dodo Donatillers, can you stop pretending Clavicular is smart and not a bad person now? Let me see. Are they shooting... I mean, it's a gator. I could see Frank doing this.
To fool a judge. A woman found that out the hard way when she showed up for a virtual court appearance while driving. Brooke Anderson tells us what happened.
A judge can't believe what he's seeing. A woman logs onto a virtual court hearing from her car. What she tells the judge is jaw-dropping.
You cannot be driving, ma'am. What are you doing? Come on.
I'm not driving. I'm a passenger in a car.
She said what? District Judge Michael McNally, presiding in Woodhaven, Michigan, is clearly annoyed.
Am I crazy, or does it not look like you're driving that car?
I will have my driver pull over. Hang on 1 second. I'm sorry.
If you look at the judge's face, it's obvious he doesn't believe the woman's story. To him, she's definitely trying to pull the wool over his eyes.
I'm not driving the car. I'm a passenger in the car, sir.
The judge isn't buying it.
What side of the car are you on?
I'm on the left-hand side.
How would you be on the left-hand side if you're a passenger in the front seat? Am I missing something? Yeah, the seatbelt's coming off of the driver's side. Now you're lying to me, right?
No, I'm not, sir.
The plaintiff's attorney is watching in disbelief. Well, there's one way to find out for sure if the defendant, Kimberly Carroll, is behind the wheel.
Let me see the driver.
Uh-oh, she looks like a deer caught in headlights.
Let me see the driver.
I have to ask their permission.
Now.
She fumbles around, and when she finally gets out of the vehicle, the judge brings down the gavel, so to speak.
You think I'm that stupid?
The defendant was being sued by a debt collection company for almost $2,000. The judge ruled she has to pay every cent.
Yeah, I could see Frank doing that.
This is everything I ate as a vegan at a wedding as a wedding guest. They were serving miso eggplants as part of the canapes that was a little salty but good. And they served me an iced mocha with oat milk, which is a switch up from your basic black coffee or juice. They first served sourdough with balsamic olive oil mix, fancy. For the appetizer, it was a roasted artichoke salad, which was unique as we don't really eat artichokes in Singapore. Then we had the summer vegetable stew, which was good but nothing too special. I was looking forward to the grilled spiced cauliflower steak, but honestly, it was just too lightly seasoned for my taste, and for some reason, I was expecting more. Dessert, however, was decent. Acai sorbet with berries. Always grateful for vegan options though, no matter where I am. A follow for more.
Oh. It's a little baby kitty. What's a little baby kitty doing? Oh my goodness. Cats can climb trees. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Vegan donators, so in terms of hair loss, what do you think the best method is to preserve your hair without taking drugs that destroy your DHT? Not giving a fuck. Who gives a shit? Like, what kind of stupid fucking question is that? If you lose your hair, you lose your hair. It's not up to you. Thanks for the donation, dude.
He would definitely want to go back and experience it more. And he'd be like, man, I wish I could stay longer, or I'm really looking forward to coming back here. But instead, he's like, you know, if I ever come back, and then he remembers, like, oh yeah, I got to pretend like I really want to come back. So he corrects himself and is like, oh yeah, when I go back, I mean. You know, I don't think the internet connection in 5-star hotel really lived up to his standards. And the only reason he brings up going back is because he wants to convince people if he did, he would stay at a local's house. You know, again, he wants people to think, I don't want to stay at this hotel. So the performative activist bullshitting here is just unreal.
I am overcome with emotions at the beauty of this island and the beauty of the people. It's incredible. It's truly one of my favorite places officially. I totally understand why Will was saying that about Cuba. Like if I were to ever, I mean, not ever, but like I hope to come back. And when I do, I'll probably not abide by the American restrictions. Be able to open up their homes to American citizens that are coming in. Some of them are allowed. It's in the list of housing that you can stay at. And it's awesome. It's dope. When I go back to Cuba, I will absolutely do that because I'm not going to be going with like a massive humanitarian aid mission. I didn't choose where we're staying.
So it sounds like he's not very enthusiastic about going back to Cuba, but then he'll trash the people who grew up there and wanted to leave and go to America to pursue a better life. So he barely lasted 2 days in a luxury hotel and then had to go running back to his $3 million house in America. And it sounds like he doesn't really have any interest in going back to Cuba. But he thinks the people that grew up in poverty in Cuba and wanted to leave and pursue a better life in America are assholes. And also the rich influencers that went to Cuba overshadowed everybody else. They're doing like interviews and publicity and throwing parties and concerts. Like this famous Irish rap group that went there was doing interviews and held a concert.
How does he already have gray hairs at 34? When the fuck do you think you get gray hair, dumbass?
Concert and got a ton of promotion for it. So the whole event was just overshadowed by these influencers. And one of the activist groups afterwards made a video thanking famous people like Hassan Piker for saving their friends in Cuba. Even though I think there are over 600 people involved in helping get the aid to Cuba, but Hassan got all the credit for it.
My friends in Cuba have been suffering through this, although they're resilient, they're cooking meals.
I can't even watch these fucking people.
Much money, but that's a whole different discussion to be had. So, in spring of last year, my mechanic had a brother who was a contractor and he was out of work, and he asked me if I...
Here we go. Well, this is already sounding great. I talked to some guy who knew some other guy whose brother used to have a job, but he's not working anymore, and he said he could fix my roof.
could help him out. You know, pay him hourly.
Of course, yeah, so...
Cats can climb trees, that's nothing. You should see what jaguars are capable of.
Ugh. I mean, I could do that. It's not that impressive. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. So Frank literally hired some random jackass to fix his roof because he thought it was cheaper.
And have him work on my house. So I agreed to that. We started with, you know, he hung a TV in my house. We started doing the windows and everything was going okay. Some of the work wasn't up to my standard that I had him kind of fix immediately, which he did. But after we got the windows done, which took a while because he was doing other work, we started doing the siding, and the siding ended up like taking 3 or 4 months, and I had to actually finish it myself. That was because the siding job was started, and then when I went to go get surgery in May, he decided we should do my bathroom while I'm gone. So we had the siding ripped off the house, and we started doing the bathroom, which took him like a month and a half, which delayed the siding job. And then he started doing all these other jobs because the weather got warmer. So basically, I was trying to help this guy's brother out, trusted him, ended up being like the scummiest person ever, completely destroyed this house. All the jobs he did have to be completely redone. The windows aren't rated correctly for Northeast PA, so the window, and they weren't even installed correctly. So I have to take out these brand new windows that I paid for, put in the correct ones, rip off all the siding, and reinstall the siding correctly. And he also messed up my HVAC system, which is a whole, probably cost as much as everything.
Oh, yes, the good old HVAC. You'd think at this point he'd know a thing or two about how to find a good HVAC technician, but there we go. Just like, it's just bullshit. Like, this is all planned nonsense from him.
Everything else combined, plus the bathroom has to be redone. So that one contractor I tried to help out basically ruined the entire exterior and interior of my house. He wouldn't give me his insurance company's name, so I had to sue.
So let's see. He hired a contractor that is out of work. You think if he's any good, he'd be out of work? Like, this is just so fucking retarded.
The city of Scranton to get them to give him, because he had a contractor's license with the city of Scranton. So I sued the city of Scranton and eventually got his contractor's insurance name because they had it on file for him to be a registered contractor. But that took like 5 or 6 months. And then that was 2 months ago in February when I finally had the name of his insurance company. They denied the claim like instantly. I said, hey, he destroyed my house. He did all these jobs. They need to be redone. They didn't even come out and look at it. I just sent them some photos and they instantly denied the claim. So this whole lawsuit with my house is against like that contractor, a bunch of insurance companies. But now moving on to the roof. The roof was a whole separate thing. the roof was a different contractor. So in September, after all this fiasco stuff, and I was like, all right, let's just leave the siding for now.
Congratulations, you're banned. Go be a fucking faggot somewhere else.
We'll fix it next year. I wasn't planning on doing the roof, but I wanted to get some quotes just to get an idea of if I could afford it soon or not, or if it had to wait. And there was a roof.
No, I didn't watch that stupid gay movie, Wolf of Wall Street. I don't know why people blabbed about that dumb fuck movie so much. It's not good. It's just fucking stupid. I don't care about that dumbass movie.
Roof on the house that was perfectly good. It was just the original old shingling, which actually held up really well considering the weather up here. So I called a few different roofing companies, and one of them came.
It seems you've come around to my theory that Frank is engaging in serial insurance fraud. You were skeptical a year-ish ago.
Yeah. There's a very good chance. Yeah. Very fucking good chance. It just doesn't make sense that this sort of thing happens over and over and over again, and the claims he's making are just so fucking exorbitant. Like, he's asking for hundreds of thousands of dollars for some of these claims. Thanks for the donation, though, retard.
Came in at like 6,000.
Hey, at least it started Margot Robbie's career.
Yeah, I guess. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
For labor, which I immediately agreed to because that was way too low for how crazy this roof is. And I paid that roofing company to, because some of you guys are asking me, oh, Frank, why would you start the roof if you couldn't afford? I paid this contractor a deposit for the labor on the roof, and I had all of the materials myself. So I pay them the deposit. They start coming a few days a week. After about 2 weeks, they get all the shingles and all the old roof ripped off. But they didn't put tarps down like you're supposed to. They didn't have garbage receptacles. They just trashed the whole property. Left shingles everywhere around the house, you know, hundreds and hundreds of pounds of shingles. And then it was going to rain like a week from when they took it off. So I was calling up this roofing company every day saying, hey, it's going to rain. Are you guys going to come cover it up? It's going to rain. Are you guys going to come finish it? And then they said, oh, well, this is actually way more labor than we thought. We're going to have to increase the price. And I said, okay, that's fine. Can you come tarp this up so it doesn't rain in my house? They never came. And then we had that fiasco where I had to find the other.
Bullshit. Bullshit. My ass. Are you fucking kidding me? You're telling me these people wouldn't work even for extra money? This whole game of, oh, it's more work than we thought it would be, you're gonna have to pay more. Okay, sure, I'll pay you more. Oh, and then they just don't show up. Yeah, right. Bullshit.
Other company and pay them an emergency job like $4,000 just to tarp up the roof that one day. And then all that water damage from that one day, the insurance company came out and they wrote an estimate and they said, okay, it's like $35,000. I had a guy come and say, okay, it's actually gonna be a bit more. It's gonna be like $45,000, $50,000. And they went back and forth a bit. I don't know what happened between them, but I basically just gave up because this BS adjuster keeps sending me letters like he's pretending to want to pay out the claim. But at this point, the house is like completely destroyed. And they're saying, oh, because, I mean, it doesn't matter what they say because they have no intention of paying out the claim. But they're saying, oh, because the water damage occurred after that initial storm, it's not under us. Well, technically, if the reason the water damage is occurring is because you're not paying me and I can't afford to have the roof finished, then yeah, it is your fault. So now we have...
Yeah, dude, the story doesn't make any sense. Yeah, $4,000 to put up a tarp. Like, yeah, sure. It's all made up nonsense.
Have this lawsuit against the original contractor who destroyed my house his insurance company, the city of Scranton for even giving this guy a contractor's license, because this guy, I mean, I could do any single job better than him, and I have no contracting experience in my life. So, go figure. Then I added the roofing company, which is something like ZNACZ or something, Seamless Roofing and Gutter Systems, who operates under a larger company called Master Services since 1969. That's their website. And I was never able to really figure out their actual registered LLC or company or location or anything, because they just seem, they're like ghosts. You know, they come in and they can walk off the job anytime they want if they make a mistake. So I have a lawsuit filed against all those entities, which I'm assuming is this roofing contractor. And hopefully we can find, the only thing we don't have is the owner of the roofing company and their contractor insurance. So that's the main thing we have to figure out to sue them for this, because my insurance company didn't cover it, and that's a whole separate lawsuit. Me suing Meager Insurance is my insurance company that I had that refused to help me out with this scenario. And I understand. Okay, maybe they're not supposed to.
Okay, if this wasn't a scam, why is he suing like 8 different people? So he's suing the contractor. He's suing he's suing the city that gave the contractor a license. He's suing the contractor's insurance. He's suing his own insurance company. Like, this doesn't make any sense. He's suing like 8 different fucking people or entities here. Like, if this wasn't a scam.
Guinea pigs are nice.
Oh my god. Wow, they are nice. Oh my god, they're like little people. Wow. I like how they oink. Wow, they're like little people. Thanks for the donation, nigga.
Are you still doing a deload, nigger, and what does that entail for you? Do you not do any exercise at all, or just a reduced workout, and what would that entail?
Kind of depends. Generally, it's just very light kind of workouts. I've had a weird schedule the last few days, so I just haven't had time to do like normal deload workouts. I did one a couple days ago, but I'm so banged up from the training that I was doing for the last few months. It's probably better that I just don't do anything and rest, but yeah, it just depends. Thanks for the donation, though, 21st.
It's crazy they even have to do this, and then for them to say it's going to be criticized by activists and human rights groups is even crazier.
The International Olympic Committee is banning transgender women from competing in women's events at the Olympics, starting with the upcoming 2028 Games in Los Angeles. The IOC agreed to the new eligibility policy on Thursday, in a move that aligns with President Donald Trump's executive order on women's sports. Under the new policy, athletes will have to pass a one-time genetic test to compete in women's categories. It would also restrict female athletes like two-time Olympic champion runner Caster Semenya, who has a medical condition known as differences in sex development, or DSD.
I understand that this is a very sensitive topic.
Whatever, man. Thanks for the donation. Live, laugh, love your mom.
Is Pat going to be in videos when you meet her or when she meets you? I would love that. Will be so cringy and embarrassing. Amazing troll content. You remember how the last one went?
Yeah, she's gonna be in videos. We're gonna make videos together. That's great. Thanks for the donation, 21st. I spent like 6 hours today playing fucking Dead Ops Arcade with a buddy of mine for his birthday, and it was so fucking exhausting. And then at the very last level, we lost at the fucking monkey. Oh, man. I'm so tired. I want more ramen noodles.
To cover this because it should be on.
Gig moving into new place this weekend. Is it another swamp with more mosquitoes?
Under the contractor's insurance, but as my insurance, it's their job to get this sorted out and help me. If they don't want to pay it directly...
Dude, you've never played... First of all, it was 6 fucking hours, and you've never played Dead Ops Arcade. That is some fucking bullshit. Oh, man. That was fucking rough.
What they should do is they should have it covered, prevent any further damage, and go after the contractor's insurance. I shouldn't have to do that myself. I shouldn't have to go after this contractor's insurance myself because I don't have the tools to do that. They're an insurance company. They're used to doing this. They have attorneys on staff. They should be the ones going after the contractor, the roofing contractor that messed up my house. They should be going after all the contractors, but they're not. They're not. They refuse to help me. They refuse to pay it out, and I have to go after everyone myself now. I have to go after my own insurance companies for not going after their insurance companies, which is a whole diabolical situation. But
my new address is 32.
So back in November, we had some mold remediation that came in, and it was like $20,000-$30,000 just for mold remediation because, you know, we had to run like 7 or 8 dehumidifiers for a month straight because they wouldn't cover up the roof. And the big problem here that I've said several times is because the initial damage was never paid for, I didn't have the money to remedy this. So I just did it as affordably as I could. And as the weather got progressively worse and worse, the measures I took started to fail. So that initial covering of the roof with the felt and the ice and water in the first storm, that held up about a month. And then after about a month, the water started seeping through that. So then I started putting up tarps. And then winter came, so there was no more rain. So you can't really...
I can't imagine what it's like to be a retard living like this. Oh man, it's bad enough when I make bad decisions, but like imagine being so stupid you have like no ability to realize, oops, I made a mistake. I should have done things this way. Next time I'll know better and not make that mistake. And then like as life goes on, things get better and better, but like imagine being this stupid and not having that ability and like I smashed my thumb with the hammer. I'm gonna do it again. What? It hurt even more that time. What's going on? I better try it again.
Tell if there's water coming in because it's ice and snow. And then as it started warming up again this past month, water started coming in spots it had never come in before. So I've progressively put up more and more tarps until we've gotten to the point now where I've tarped up the entire roof, mostly, and there's no way that any more water is going to come in. That being said, those few times where there was a change in weather and more water was able to come in, maybe that happened 3 or 4 times, there's, irreversible and permanent damage to the inside of the house, which we'll look at. But now it's pretty much safe to say that I just put 9 more tarps on the roof here. So there's a few spots that could still be covered. I could probably get 2 or 3 more tarps up there on the corners, but it's way more covered than it was before because all of those are new. So on the chimney, that was fun. I was part of me was hoping I'd fall off the roof and crack my head open so I wouldn't have to worry about this shit anymore, but apparently that wasn't God's plan for this week. So all those lower tarps are new. So 1, 2, and then there's 3 and 4 in front and on the chimney. That was difficult to get up. Let me turn the camera around. So 1, 2, 3, 4 new ones, and what that's covering is the whole kitchen area, the living room. That's part of the garage. This corner here probably wouldn't affect much. I don't think there's any water coming in there. That corner might need to be covered. That's for the garage. But this is basically completely covered compared to what it was before.
Dodo donates, do you think Frank is actually living there, or is he sleeping in an RV or something also? He's actually living there. Mr. Kitters. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Spider cat. What the hell? That made no sense. He attacked a leaf, then he ran up a tree, and then ran down the tree, and just started running like crazy. Cats are awesome. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh. Oh my goodness. He's digging. Ow. Oh. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, she's a squirrel. She's doing the caca-cash. Oh my goodness. Oh. Cats are cool. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Do you know this guy? Donate $2. Do you know this guy? No, I don't know who that is. Dipshit.
It looks like Frank covered the exhaust vent for his kitchen hood with the tarp. I wonder if he's going to get carbon monoxide poisoning or something. Also, look how cute this Chinese schoolgirl is.
Are you Michelle? Mm-hmm. Can I get a photo with you? Yeah, of course. Oh my gosh, I have sushi all over my mouth. I'm doing a live. Sorry. Oh, it's a live. I'm sorry. I don't want to jump. No, do you want to say hi? Oh, yeah. Connie. I'm from Connie. Carney? Connie. Carney. Okay, where from? Adelaide. Adelaide. Oh my gosh. Do you study here? Yes, I just I'll edit it. Oh my gosh. Yes, this is so cute.
I don't know if the tarp's covering up the thing. Who knows? Thanks for the donation, 21st.
If cats are so cool, then why do people hate them so much, VG?
Because they're lame dipshits who don't deserve to live. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo. Oh my god. I want a nap.
This is the sunroom, and I wasn't actually going to care enough to cover it completely, but I did have the extra tarp, so I did cover it. And then, I mean, this is a crazy roof, guys. It's a 45-degree pitch, and it's really dangerous. And the reason I wasn't, the reason I didn't initially just completely tarp the whole roof is because it's super dangerous. The roof isn't that slippery. The tarps are slippery. So without the tarps up there, I'm fine. I got these like special cougar paw roofing shoes. I can almost run around up there. But once you put the tarps on, the tarps are super duper slippery. So the tarps are very difficult to get on. And then after the tarps are on, you can't really walk up there. It's too dangerous, even with a rope. There's no way to walk on those tarps. It's very, very slippery, which is why I didn't want to put them up there. But now that's a new tarp as well. That's covering part of the sunroom and part of the living room. That's a new tarp there. This one right here, maybe I should try to pull that. That's covering the rest of the living room and the bedroom, and they're not stapled down all the way because I left the last purlin unstapled, so you can still like lift the tarp up and walk underneath it if you had to. So you can still walk on that lower part of the roof. Oh man, I can't pull that down. Why can't I pull that down? Oh shit, I can't get that. I can't see. See how that's like folded under itself. I want to try to see how that's like. I want that to be hanging down all the way over, but I think the wind probably blew that in like that. So this is probably the only part besides the garage that I need to cover. I think I want to get one more tarp on this corner to really cover up that bedroom. And yeah, that's mainly the bedroom in that corner, which is not covered. I could probably cut this tarp and then I don't know if I even put that one on the right way, but that was a weird one. I tried turning it the other way too, and it still wasn't correct. But this corner is just like by the garage bathroom. I'm not too worried about covering that. I don't think there's any scenario where I'd cover that. So we probably want. I'm just gonna grab, because I literally bought Harbor Freight out of tarps like 3 times. This is like $1,000 worth of tarps from Harbor Freight. And if a contractor charged you to do this tarp job on a roof this crazy, it'd probably be at least $5,000 or $6,000. And
No, it would not be.
that's low because just the material cost is around $2,000. So we got to go get one more, because I'm actually out of tarps. I put 9 more up, so I would have put up more if I had them. So we got to put up one more on that corner for sure, and then probably one more on the other garage side here. Probably, I don't think that. Yeah.
Dude, what the fuck is going on here? What is all this shit over here?
The other garage side here. Probably, I don't think that. Yeah, this is another corner of the garage. I'm not.
I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Clavicular arrested.
This is over that shit from before, right? What is this?
Question marks and whatnot. Guys, listen. Let me just explain something right now. Me and Collab don't have to agree what I do or he does sometimes. I still fuck with him. Okay? Oh, never mind. He just got arrested. Hold up. So let's not talk about it then, all right? I'm going to respect him. I think it's because of that.
He got arrested a little bit ago for the going to the bar or some shit.
Damn right, VG cats rule, 'cause they're totally cool.
According to AI Overview, he wasn't arrested. Is this like an old... There is no report of Clavicular being arrested due to alligator shooting incident. Yeah, that's probably just an old clip. Thanks for the donation, dude. Let me see.
Stray cat, alley cat, tom cat, a hip cat, so cool. Fat cat, a lazy cat, certainly an acrobat. You make your own rules.
How do you know about these things? Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Not worried about it. That one doesn't have that much exposure. That one, this one is a little, you could see that this one is a little higher than that one, so I'm a little more worried about that one, but the only one that absolutely needs to be covered is the far one. And I got all this fucking all this building material for all these jobs this contractor was supposed to do sitting in my front yard, getting rained on. So, you know, not only am I out, God knows how many thousands of dollars in my house is possibly totaled, I got all this fucking stuff sitting here.
What is he doing? He's getting sued by Paul, and he's on the hook possibly for millions of dollars with that. He's got like $350K in credit card debt. Like, what is this? What is going on?
In this northeast PA weather. Now look, what happened here? Is this ruined already? What is this? Hope not. I hope that's the shape of it. Oh man, I hope that's, I don't think that's bent. I think that's the shape of it. At least
What is he doing?
I hope not.
Oh my god.
That's what you get for trying to help people. At the end of the day, lesson learned.
Well,
Try
apparently
to help people
not.
and they dig your grave. It's fucking unbelievable. Try to help out that guy's brother, and now my house is completely ruined. And I guess in general, though, the real catastrophe was caused by the roofing contractor. And that was a completely different story. So absolutely despise any sort of contractor whatsoever. They're all a bunch of scam artist ripoffs that like to take advantage of people. They don't know how to run a business. So instead of having employees and having trained people and being able to charge reasonable rates and have, you know, a large coverage area, they just try to gut people and do all the work themselves, which is why I'm able to, like, you know, make things affordable on Frankie's Free Range Meat. When you see all these other scumbag companies charging $5 for a protein bar, it's because they don't know how to delegate or do anything themselves. So they have to charge insane prices to run their business. So we're going to go inside and look at the interior damage, mainly because I have some questions if, like, I need to cut the walls open. But yeah, no, I mean, this house is, that first contractor really destroyed most of this house, and then the roofing job was just the icing on the cake. Like, look at this shit. Don't get me started on this siding job. I'm really pissed. So my question is, if there was water damage to do that, and there was water dripping in there, in the seams, should I cut this open now and run dehumidifiers in here? Because from a common sense perspective, I'm assuming, you know, if there's water coming in there, and I guess we could go in the garage for a more blatant example. There are dehumidifiers in the attic. So that's another question. We'll save that for after this. So if there's water that was pouring in here, that was pouring through this ceiling, I'm guessing I should cut this open and reveal that, because if you're running a dehumidifier in here, obviously it's not going to pull water through the ceiling, right? And it's weird. These attics are separated and there's some type of alcove between them. It's not like it's one wall separating the attics. I think this area here is almost completely sealed off. So I'm worried there's going to be some type of crazy mold growth in there. There should already be technically, now that it's warming up. Is that mold itself actually? Is that mold? Uh-oh. That is mold, right? I mean, I don't know what mold looks like, but I don't know if that's staining or that's the start of the mold. I'm assuming I should just start cutting this open and running the dehumidifiers, right? And in there too, in here too. Maybe I need to even get more dehumidifiers. This ceiling was leaking too. I think that one's still running. I'm broke, so I didn't want to order any more dehumidifiers, but I don't have enough. That was 57 yesterday. It's still running up here. So that means that that's not powerful enough to completely dehumidify this area. So I probably need another dehumidifier.
Is that his UV tanning bed?
Down here in this room.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's his UV tanning bed.
One more in that other attic area to really dry it out. But this remediation guy was kind enough to lend me, like, I think we got 5 or 6 dehumidifiers, which is still not enough. So we got 1 in here, 1 up there, 2 up there, and then 1 in the house. What is that, 6? So we got these 2 running up here. Oh. Yeah, it's about 50 humidity up here. I'm guessing I have to put another one over there, or at least put a blower fan over there, because I'm assuming that these dehumidifiers positioned in this part of the attic is not going to dry out everything. I'm guessing I need like some blower fans over there, blowing air over here, or I need to relocate the dehumidifiers to over there, which is I'm guessing. I don't know. So technically, I was able to afford a cheap job. I was able to afford to pay this contractor every week hourly to work on my house. I was able to pay the deposit on the labor for the roof. And technically, I've already paid for all these jobs to be done, and they all need to be completely redone and fixed. So from a fairness perspective, I spent my money, I paid for the jobs to be done, and now...
Okay, this sounds really weird the way he's describing things. Now it sounds like he paid some deposit, then didn't give them the rest of the money they're supposed to be given to finish the job, and then they fucked off. Now that's what it's sounding like, but who the fuck knows?
I'm out of money, and everything needs to be completely redone and fixed, and I can't afford to do it. So I think this video kind of clarifies everything that's going on with my house at this point. But honestly, I'm tempted to just throw in the towel with everything, hand out flyers in California, wait till this absolute cocksucker, degenerate, evil surgeon pays me a few $1 million, and then just retire. Because what's the point of dealing with this bullshit, you know? I've never heard of anything like this happening to anyone. Contractor, what am I supposed to do? Contractor's insurance denies the claims. My insurance denies the claims. I'm out of money. I'm not physically healthy enough to fix this myself. I was literally getting surgeries every few months, and I'm still not done. I can't afford to get any more surgeries and fix my eyes either. Just getting worse and worse. Still don't have a personal vehicle. That's a whole nother insurance claim. It's fucking crazy. These insurance companies are fucking crazy. I mean, I'm not hearing about mainstream news and people's insurance claims getting denied. I'm not hearing like any mainstream stuff with people having issues. Starting to rain again, but pretty much sealed up. I think I'm gonna go buy those. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I don't think there's any more. It's not supposed to rain. I mean, it was supposed to rain today, which is why I tried to get everything up as quickly as possible. But I'm just so tired and exhausted and lying in bed that, like, if I got up earlier yesterday, I could have finished it all yesterday instead of having to work in the rain. But so we'll buy 2 more.
Dodo Donatillers, that looks like asbestos he used for insulation in the attic. Well, they don't use asbestos anymore. It's probably just fiberglass or something. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo. Appreciate it.
More tarps and get the roof completely sealed up so that there's no chance of water.
Have my opinions on Abby from The Last of Us changed? No, I'd still fuck the shit out of her.
Coming in and...
Yeah, Abby from The Last of Us is cute.
I think I said it, but yeah, I mean, I would have completely tarped it up myself initially if it wasn't so dangerous. Like, if I knew the water was gonna leak in like this, crazy, with these storms, I would have just got some help. Maybe like hired someone off Indeed or Craigslist or something, and just got someone to help me put these tarps up in the first place. And I did explain this already, but the measures that we were using to keep water out of the house failed progressively. So initially, just that the felt paper and the ice and water seemed to be enough. That started failing. Put up tarps up. Those started failing. Put up more tarps up. And now we're at the point where we just have the whole roof completely tarped, so there's no chance of any water coming in.
Jasmine Viahova.
Again, that type of roof, that's a pretty crazy tarp job. You know, you're talking a few thousand in materials and a few thousand in labor, and the danger aspect of it too. And that's why, roofing jobs aren't really a DIY weekend thing. They need to be done quickly with a large number of people. And it's also why they absolutely do not take a roof off if it's going to rain or if there's any chance of inclement weather, because of how difficult and how expensive it is to tarp up a roof and waterproof it. And this is and the other aspect of this is the difficulty of this roof. The pitch, the slopes, the size of it for this house is completely insane. So now hopefully I'm gonna call up a remediation person and just see if they can come give me a quote and a professional evaluation of this, because my main concern is, I'm guessing the answer to that is yes. Like, I should just grab my multi-tool and start cutting out these ceilings and at least some holes here and there so that I can pull the humidity out of those spots in the walls and stuff. At least if the roof is completely sealed up and there's no chance of water coming in moving forward, I'm able to now cut open those holes where the water was coming in and try to dry it out.
Okay, Frank's a retard. But we already knew that. Should I just do a sleep stream? Oh my god.
Now, my beautiful ladies, we're gonna...
I'm a weak little 125 pounds bitch who struggles to squat 205 and also shits himself cause chronic diarrhea. Here's $3 to hear me complain ABT it. Boohoo, I hate my life, wah wah wah, suck and fuck and suck and fuck.
Maybe you could try taking a calcium supplement for the diarrhea. But thanks for the donation, Ken. No.
Go live to the Elgato Club, where Dr. D is just getting ready to introduce the exotic nights. Take it, Dr. D.
First from New York City, Sir Bobby G. From Phoenix, Arizona, Sir Tim. From San Antonio, Texas, Sir JC. From Redwood City, California, Sir Ron. From Redondo Beach, California, our very own Sir John Martin.
Hey.
From New Orleans, Louisiana.
You can see his little wiener.
A little French flavor, Sir Ed Malibu. And blowing in from the Windy City, Sir Robert.
Now, ladies, I bet you're all about ready for the opening act. Well, I won't let you wait too much longer, because right now, for your entertainment pleasure this evening, here's Ed and Robert.
I'm gonna send this to Pat.
And now, here he is, Ed the Nerd. Oh, excuse me, Sir Ed the Nerd.
That was weird.
There was a recent
You know, I bet if I were to time travel back to the 80s, people would be very, very surprised by me wanting to sniff girls' butts. That was like way before. You know, even now, it's kind of a thing that people are weirded out by, but imagine like the 1980s. You go up to a girl and then you're like, let me sniff your rear end. Like already, you know, a lot of people are weirded out by that, but yeah, 1980s, they just wouldn't be ready for it. When will you attempt deadlift PR? When I feel like it, I guess. I fucking love women's hairstyles in the 80s. They're just so good. Gross! Ah! Well, if I was born in the 80s, I'd be like 45 now rather than 35, so, you know, that would also be a thing.
Holidays bring to mind so many things. Fun decorations, special food, exciting surprises. But Kathy and I think they mean a lot more.
Holidays provide the perfect opportunity to nurture your family, to do and make things together, just to have fun and grow closer.
So for the next few minutes, we're going to walk with you through the spring season of holidays.
And now, this egg is a little different. First, you tap a hole using a metal skewer or the end of a potato peeler to make a nickel-sized hole in one end of a raw egg. Kids really do love to do this, especially when they know what's coming.
This is a great way to show your daughter how important your relationship with her really is. On our invitation, we asked each mom and daughter to wear a hat made from things from around the house. Before the luncheon, you can have a hat style show and award prizes for the largest, the prettiest, and the funniest hats.
This lady is such a fucking dork. Oh, oh, what a fucking nerd.
The Empire bombed Iran, sanctioned Venezuela, blockaded Cuba, invaded Iraq, destroyed Libya, colonized Palestine. And the world is supposed to stay silent? The global south rises. We are no longer colonies. We are not asking permission. Resistance now.
Yeah, have fun being gay. Thanks for the donation, Ella. I'm actually not high. I didn't take any weed gummies or anything.
Here we're serving finger sandwiches made from pink bread ordered from the bakery and pink lemonade. You can add any
I really like pink lemonade.
salads, relishes, or sweets that you like. Oh, and look at these cute nut cups.
Kathy and Judy have
Nut cups. That was hilarious. That lady was such a dork.
Chuck Norris. 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 Karate Commandos.
Sometimes the things we want most are the hardest to get. That means you have to be even more determined to succeed. But that's what it takes to be a winner. You have to want it bad enough to stick with it no matter how tough things get. And things got pretty tough for us down in Florida with the deadly dolphins. Sometimes you're gonna meet people who'll do anything to get their own way. You know the kind, bullies who pick on other kids in the schoolyard. They never like to play fair. Just like the Claw when he tried to bully me. That was a close one. The only reason we were able to stop the Claw is because we were better trained. Training requires a lot of self-control. That means giving up a lot of things for a goal. Like when mom or dad want you to do your homework now and watch TV later. It may seem like nagging, but believe me, you'll thank them for it. Think about it.
I think I would have turned out exactly the fucking same if I had just watched the cartoons and then maybe did or did not do the homework later.
Catch you next time. You know, there are people in the world who believe that violence is the answer to every problem. They're always the first ones to clench a fist or throw a punch. They think they always have to fight. The gang and I ran into the Claw and some of his more nasty friends while we were transporting a state-of-the-art robot on what turned out to be a terror train.
Look at his little short shorts here and his little crop top. This is like this is what was like, you know, the Chad Manley look in the 80s. Dude, fucking girls dress like this.
Have you ever made a mistake? Of course you have. We all have. Many times it's hard to face up to that mistake.
SV donated $2, so gay. Let me see.
One better.
Oh, no, we're not watching that. Go fuck yourself. Why do you support Israel's unconstitutional and unproven Iran war while dragging the USA into it? We won't die for Israel's war. Yeah, you won't die for Israel's war because you're a fat, lazy retard who probably can't even fucking look straight ahead to shoot a fucking gun. So you ain't dying for Israel's war, but you also ain't fucking leaving stupid-ass comments in my chat. Have fun doing something else, retard.
I just got a job as a construction laborer. It sucks, it's mad boring. Is there a safe drug or antidepressant to be on to feel happy sweeping floors for 9 hours a day?
The only one I could think of would be testosterone. That is the safest and most well-tolerated antidepressant drug there is. The only other thing I could figure would be like nicotine, but that's... Some people have issues with nicotine addiction, so I've seen people get like addicted to nicotine gum and stuff. And it's not exactly cheap. The nicotine gum at Walmart is pretty cheap, but, you know, it kind of depends. But yeah, testosterone's dirt cheap, and it's one of the most well-tolerated drugs ever made, and it has very potent antidepressant effects. Thanks for the donation, though, Poe.
Because it means you may be laughed at or punished. But when you do face up to your mistake and know you'll never do it again, then you become a much stronger person. And we needed all that strength on the island of the walking dead. Well, we finally got the robot to its destination. But more importantly, everybody on the train was saved. It was a tough job, and Claw was at his worst. I don't like having to resort to violence. It's always my last option. I'd rather walk away from a fight, if I can. See you next time.
I might watch this stupid cartoon show because it seems intriguing.
This promotion will be easy to execute, relevant to your local market, and will be exciting for customers to participate in. Dick Vitale's Basketball Bucket Bash will bring customers to Hooters and keep them coming back for more. The best part about this promotion is that your customers can enter every time they come to your restaurant. Place the tournament bracket board in a visible spot and place the Dick Vitale autographed basketball in a safe place until the end of the promotion. Put the promo tag by the phone and have your Hooters girls start using it immediately. You can even put a sign up on the marquee. It will be important to get your Hooters girls involved, as they will be an integral part of making the promotion a success.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dick Vitale of ESPN and ABC, and I'm so excited. Why am I excited? Well, I got two PT peers next to me right here. Certainly Carrie Brown right here, a beautiful young lady, a PT peer from Fort Lauderdale, and Jennifer Pickman, another PT peer. Yeah, they don't have PT peers like Michael Jordan from Chicago. They got Jennifer as well. Hey, we're all excited because we're part of an unbelievable bash. The Basketball Bucket Bash. It's going to be awesome, baby. And this contest and all the promotions going to run from February 26th to April 2nd. Unbelievable prizes. Even my basketball autographed by me. I mean, are you kidding me? It's going to be unreal. And I know you're going to be excited about it as well. I'm so enthused, I can't.
I've never been to Hooters because I heard it sucked, so... I've looked in the window at some Hooters restaurants. Some of the girls there are pretty though. But yeah, I heard the food's terrible.
Why do people of color hate white people so much these days, VG?
I think it's mostly white people who hate white people so much. Thanks for the donation though, Dodo.
Can't wait. It's going to be awesome, baby, with a capital A. Hey, these PT peers, they are ready too. I know, eat your heart out, guys. Somebody's got to do this for a living and get paid for it. And I'm absolutely on cloud nine. I think this promotion is going to be super scintillating and sensational. And to tell you more about it, I got a superstar, man. He is flat out a superstar, right from Vanderbilt. I can't spell Vanderbilt. I couldn't get in school there. I'm talking about the vice president himself. That's right, Michael McNeil, a genuine superstar.
Thanks a lot, Dick Vitale. Dickie V, can you believe it, doing a Hooters basketball promotion? It's going to be unbelievable. College basketball March, Hooters, basketball. Man, it's going to be great. Dickie V, the celestial celebrity, that promotional PT peer. We couldn't get anybody better to do this. We're talking TV, we're talking radio, we're talking point of purchase material. So what do you think, baby? Hey, we can shoot. 2 points, yeah!
Make sure that you write the winner's name, store name, and location on the back of the picture and mail it to Keith.
Ready? Tap your toe. And out. Warming up shins and ankles. In and out. Good. 4 more. Good. Same leg. That's arms. Press back. Warming up the back of the shoulders. Posterior deltoid. Hold the stretch. Keep pushing for 5. Slow it down. Heel to the buttocks. Abdominals in tight.
Oh, it is the greatest mix-up that you have ever seen. Me father, he was orange, and me mother, she was green.
Do 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 do
Oh, hi. Welcome. We're going to have a great time. It's going to be lots of fun. We're going to learn all about some Bible stories and learn how to grow up in Jesus. I can hardly wait. Yup. Do-do-do-do-do. I brought all my puppets with me and all my toys, and Mom and Dad let me set them up in the living room. So from our home to yours, well...
This is fucking terrifying.
You know what? These were much better times, VG, better movies, TV shows, video games, cartoons, etc. I don't care. If anyone says otherwise.
Yeah, it's kind of true. For the most part, anyway. For the most part. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Is it wrong to feel tired of this social justice argument bullshit just because there's probably no chance that you'll change your opponent's mind? I don't know. I don't understand what you're asking me. Can we watch the Kazoo Kid? What's the Kazoo Kid?
Welcome. Come on. Let's have some fun. Is there anyone out there that was ever a fat baby? There's one honest one. Mommy said, Jelly Bean, you have to eat the right kind of food. You're just a fat little baby. He wants his bottle and he don't mean maybe. Pinky, is it okay if I show him what I do to you? Is Pinky gonna move? No. And neither will the rest of my puppets. They can't move without me. And it's the same way it is with Jesus Christ in my life. You know, if you would have been caught by the disciples, you could have ended up in the frying pan. Ah! When the voice on this side says, oh, go ahead and take drugs. Go ahead and drink. Go ahead and smoke. That's a spiritual battle. And it goes on every day. Listen here. No fighting. The Bible says no fighting. Stop that. No, don't hit me. Yeah, praise the Lord. Thanks, boxers. Fat, 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 fat. Fat, 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 fat little baby. Oh, yeah.
But that's all, folks.
What the fuck is this?
Hey, paisanos, it's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show!
Hi, are you the Mario Brothers?
Sure.
Damn, she's fucking cute.
Oh, you're Nicole Leggett. We watch your show all the time. Mario and I are your biggest fans. Hey, Magic Johnson, how you doing?
Oh my god, Magic Johnson. I wonder if he's working off a speeding ticket.
Then why do some people act like the 2010s were such a time to be alive? Under the Obama administration, that is.
Well, I mean, there's some good Call of Duty games that came out, so... Yeah, that was like peak Call of Duty era. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Doing, man?
Mario, Luigi, I'm really glad you guys are gonna help me practice.
Mario!
Roxanne!
Oh, it's so good to see you!
Mario, oh, it's a long time. Jeez, how many years has it been?
A long time. Oh, Mario.
Oh, Luigi,
It's not Rowdy Roddy Piper. It's some hairy lady with a plaid dress. Now that's a mistake most people make just once. My name is Rowdy Roddy Piper, and I want my bagpipes. Oh, it's you, Cindy Lauper?
Yeah. I've been past the town. I was supposed to meet Captain Lou Albano for lunch for a picnic, and all I found was these.
Oh, rubber bands for his beard.
Do you have any weightlifting belt recommendations? My Chinese bullshit broke today, but I can't drop a fortune on a new one. Maybe if I stopped donating, then that wouldn't be a problem.
You can find pretty cheap, good, nylon locking belts on Amazon. Just if you're getting a nylon belt, just make sure it has, it's a self-locking belt. And the other option would be Strength Shop. So all the Strength Shop belts are vegan. I got one of the Strength Shop belts. I got one of their purple ones. I think I got the 13 mil. Yeah, I got the 13 mil purple lever belt with a gold thing. Kind of depends on what you want to use it for. This is really good for squats, deadlifts, bent rows, stuff like that. If you want something that's a little more comfortable to wear, that isn't as supportive, then just get and cheaper, I guess, too. Just get a self-locking nylon belt on Amazon. But thanks for the donation, Pino. Hope that helps.
Clavicula's arrest warrant from earlier today was actually for a misdemeanor assault that apparently happened after a chick broke into his hype house, lol.
The fuck? Well, so nothing happened, probably just pushed her out or some shit.
Claiming she was set up and violently attacked. She revealed that Clavicular invited her to his home, but once she arrived, he arranged for his girlfriend to attack her. During the incident,
bullshit.
Jenny tried to seek help, but Clavicular's security was ordered not to intervene. She was beaten with no ability to defend herself, and the violence continued.
Okay, so this chick's just fucking crazy and made shit up. I don't see anything happening there. Thanks for the donation, retard. It's pretty funny.
That may be, but cartoons went really downhill then. And still are sucking now.
That's not too bad. I like watching girls kiss. My Little Pony. Fuck me, dude. These cartoons suck. That's good. That sucks. This one, Static Shock, was kind of gay. Static Shock had a big anti-firearm gun message to it. It was so fucking stupid. That's a Disney cartoon from a propaganda thing. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo.
Meet my brother Luigi. Luigi, this is Elvira. Nice to meet you.
Get out of here before I meet the rest of the family.
Till next time, everybody, do the Mario! 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 Until next time, everybody, do the Mario!
It's kind of funny. They got some big names like Magic Johnson.
Till next time, everybody, do the Mario! Until next time, everybody, do the Mario! Be back in a little.
The Party Planner Video Guide.
Volume 1, The Entertainers. An exotic dancer, anyone? Just sit back and watch him move to the rhythm of the music. And Kyle. Does the lady like an athletic physique? Then Kyle is the man to entertain her. Franco. Frankly, my dear, he'll give a damn good performance. He's always a favorite of all the girls. And then there's Tony. Turn up the heat and let Tony romance that birthday girl. Hollywood. Love that rock and roll look? Let a showman like Hollywood make your event one to remember. James. Hot cars, apple pie, and James' muscular physique are the American dream. He can really pump up the heat at any party. And now, Elena. Surprise your boss on his birthday with Elena's glamorous looks and sultry dance, just for him.
Andrew Tate realizing he's just a dumb nig.
You know what? If I got stuck in a zoo my whole life for people to stare at me, I'd hide too. It's the last act of resistance. You know what? You want to stare at me all day? I'm here in this zoo. You're going to stare at me all day. How about this? I find the one place you can't see me. Sorry.
Your mate. Who's your mate?
Staring the pandas.
Who's your mate? You just got shoot.
That's pretty good. Thanks for the donation, retard.
Sin Simone. Hosting a Hawaiian luau? Let Sin Simone take you to paradise with a romantic island dance. It's Billy. For her over-the-hill birthday, make her feel young again with a performance from Billy. He can really get the blood pumping and the action going. Brad. Does she prefer the blonde, muscular type? Then don't disappoint her. Call Brad. His performance is one not to miss. Tons of fun. Surprise, surprise, it's a comedy grab from Tons of Fun. She'll really, really make them laugh. The Mantastics. Not only are the Mantastics available for private parties, but they also perform at nightclubs, fundraisers, and group events. Pick from the best and call Bumps and Grinds Incorporated the Party Palace for all these exciting performers.
This is Rock's winning workout without weights, and it's a beginning exercise program, and my friend Zara is going to be the demonstrator, and we're going to go through this exercise routine. And you can follow along with this exercise routine, the beginning part of it, and then later we'll show you some exercises you won't be able to follow along with. The last exercise for the calves is called jumping up and down, and follow along with Zara. He's going to do 10 of them. 1, 2, 3. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have my friend Doral Silverthorn is going to talk about the relationship with fitness and the Bible.
The scripture says, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God." We got to be pure in our bodies. You've got to give physical strength. I wish to say that our government is a two-faced hypocrite.
Yeah, that's good.
They say Chuck Norris died 20 years ago, but death doesn't have the courage to tell him. Chuck Norris can't lose weight because Chuck Norris never loses. When the boogeyman goes to sleep at night, it checks under the bed for Chuck Norris. You know how many push-ups Chuck Norris?
The Iran war is retarded and you are cattle for believing otherwise, but other than that I agree with all of your takes.
Before the war, Iran was exporting 1.1 million barrels of oil at $47 a barrel. Right now, they're exporting 1.5 million barrels of oil at 120. That would be impossible, so they're definitely not exporting more oil than ever. Don't know where the fuck you got that idea. That's just propaganda nonsense. Thanks for the donation, retard.
Can do all of them. No one knows if any of that is true, but believe me when I tell you that Chuck Norris once had his own television show canceled for having Chuck Norris in it. Hi, I'm Dan Larson, and this is the history of Chuck Norris Karate Commandos. Chuck Norris Karate Commandos was a 5-episode animated series originally broadcast in the United States in September of 1986. That's Commandos with a K, because when Chuck Norris goes commando, you don't want to see it. It's clever.
Oh, okay. I was unaware, but...
All right, no, trust me. Chuck Norris Karate Commandos stars Chuck Norris as Chuck Norris, the head of a secret United States government covert operations unit that doesn't actually require knowledge of karate. The Karate Commandos are a diverse selection of expert martial artists, brilliant engineers, cunning tacticians, and children. Tabe the sumo wrestler, Kimo the samurai, Pepper the tech and mechanical expert, Reed, Pepper's younger brother and Chuck Norris's apprentice, and finally, Too Much, a kid named Too Much. I don't know how to articulate to you that this kid's name, the kid on the team, does not have a name that is too much to say or that I'm overreacting to it. This person's name is literally Too Much. Chuck Norris can do a lot, but even Chuck Norris can't do everything at the same time. That's why he has his team of experts and specialists. Together they must protect the world from the evil forces of Vulture, led by a man named Claw, who has a giant mechanical arm, no doubt the origin of his evil moniker. Claw has recruited some of the most nefarious deed-doers from around the world, including the deadly Super Ninja, Angelfish, a woman, and a whole bunch of other ninjas. Each episode had a setup and close featuring live-action Chuck Norris himself. The segments, frequently interrupting a Chuck Norris workout or training session, are dispassionately delivered by a Chuck Norris who just cannot be bothered to memorize lines or hide his absolute disdain for the ritual, because Chuck Norris's time is so valuable that 1 second with him feels like an eternity. Chuck Norris Karate Commandos was created by Chuck Norris. That's not a Chuck Norris joke. That, again, is the actual truth. While a lot of the things you've heard about Chuck Norris are likely exaggerations, the reality is that no one is better at fabricating Chuck Norris stories than Chuck Norris. By 1986, Chuck Norris was already a world-renowned karate champion. He had served in the US Air Force for 4 years, founded a chain of martial arts schools, then turned to acting after developing a friendship with Bruce Lee, who was featured as Kato on the television series The Green Hornet. Chuck made his debut in 1969's The Wrecking Crew starring Dean Martin. His big acting break, the one that would catapult him to international recognition, was opposite Bruce Lee in 1972's Way of the Dragon, a film that climaxed with a duel between the two giants of martial arts and cinema. Chuck would appear in a handful of other films, but it wasn't until 1978 that the Chuck Norris American hero archetype would begin to take root. Chuck starred in Good Guys Wear Black, which not only centered his own performance, but was also independently produced and funded on the strength of his status as a karate champion. The assumption was that, good or bad, people would come out to see a movie starring Chuck Norris. Good Guys Wear Black shifted his status from that guy who got absolutely embarrassed by Bruce Lee to a new American martial arts hero set in America. He spent the next 7 years, 10 films playing characters with names like J.J. Lone Wolf McQuaid, Colonel James Braddock, and Matt Hunter, refining the Chuck Norris persona on and off screen.
No, never played Simpsons Hit and Run. It looks like fun. I remember a lot of my friends really liked it back in the day, but you know, it's one of those things where you're a kid and you only have so much money for video games, so I just ended up spending my money just buying other video games, you know. But yeah, I should try playing Simpsons Hit and Run at some point. Apparently they might be making some remaster or remake of that.
I disagree. I think that all this queer stuff in kids' shows is kind of pandering since it's everywhere in kids' TV these days when queers are only like 10% of the population, especially in shows like The Owl House or Steven Universe.
When I was a kid, there was only 2 shows that I can recall that had any like kind of prominent LGBTQ figures or message, and that was Xena Warrior Princess, which I don't know why. Like, I picked up on this as a kid, like a dumb fucking kid, like 6 years old. Xena Warrior Princess is a lesbian romance series. Like, they obviously couldn't be explicit with it, but for what they could get away with on TV then, like, again, I picked up on that as like some dumbass fucking 6-year-old kid. And Sailor Moon. Was it Sailor Uranus and Sailor something else? I actually thought the one lesbian chick on that was pretty hot. Fucking Sailor Uranus. Uranus. She's actually, I really like the way she looked. But again, for the American release, they cut a bunch of scenes and stuff to try to get rid of the LGBTQ like lesbian thing. But again, as a dumbass fucking kid, I picked up on it, and it's like, oh yeah, they're like in love, and they're 2 girls that are into each other. So there was stuff around at the time that had homosexual relationships. It was usually lesbians, because like I think lesbians are just more tasteful. I don't know, because like I don't know. There's something weird about 2 hairy dudes kissing each other, and like gay dudes like fuck each other's butts. Like, you're gonna have a dick in the ass, like, so with lesbians it's like just 2 girls licking each other's pussies. I don't know, something just, I guess, seems cleaner about that. So you have a bit more lesbian stuff in media that's more accepted for the longest time. I'd lick Sailor Uranus's anus though. But she has a nice anus. I can usually tell by the way a girl's face looks what their butthole's gonna look like. I'm pretty good at that. And I can tell you just from looking at Sailor Uranus's face, she's got a good anus. Sailor Uranus's anus. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, the thing with Dodo. So, it's been around. Gay people have always existed. It's not a new fucking thing. Like, there's more of it, sure, but I don't know. I don't watch too many kid shows. I just remember when I was a kid, from what I can recall, Sailor Moon, absolutely, lesbian couple, Xena Warrior Princess. This is kind of before my time, but the original He-Man, that had a ton of... Yeah, the original He-Man and She-Ra, Princess of Power, that had a ton of gay references to the LGBTQ community, jokes about homosexual relationships and cross-dressing and shit. That was like 80s. It was a little bit before my time, but so stuff like that's always been around. It's not a new thing. I think partly a lot of people are just complaining about it more because, but it's definitely gotten more explicit, where before it was a lot more implied. Thanks for the donation though, Dodo.
He signed a multiple picture deal with Canon Films. His fame mirrored the Hollywood trajectories of other action stars like Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Chuck Norris was so good at acting that he didn't become the characters became Chuck Norris. The point is, Chuck Norris had become a face that inspired kicking and punching, and somehow he had built up a considerable reputation for that with kids, especially when they went karate crazy after 1984's Karate Kid. Once again, on the strength of merely being Chuck Norris, Ruby Spears Enterprises began developing an animated series for him, similar to their Mr. T cartoon. Mr. T, another celebrity known for his ability to be tough and utterly beloved by kids. His animated series had been canceled after a run of 30 episodes from 1983 to 1985. This was Ruby Spears applying a similar formula to Chuck Norris to fill the void left by Mr. T. A cartoon was a common approach to expanding a celebrity's profile into the younger demographic, or just capitalizing on whatever the kids were into this year. Gary Coleman, the Jackson 5, Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling, heck, Sergeant Slaughter and Rambo hit cartoons the same year as Chuck Norris. In the years that followed, celebrities like Michael Jordan, MC Hammer, John Candy, they would all have cartoons built around their public pop culture persona.
Chuck Norris Karate Commando.
Yahweh's not hairy, anime boys are clean. Well, again, the point still stands. Like, I think there's a bunch of things that... there's, like, just different things when it comes to gay sex for why it's not as socially accepted as, like, something that, you know, they're comfortable showing in mainstream media and stuff, because... dudes are hairy, they've got beards and stuff. Like, there's just something about a dude kissing another dude that just seems fucking weird. And again, like, when it comes to sexual intercourse, like, again, you're putting your dick up somebody's shitter. Like, it's just, like, yeah, you can clean out your asshole and everything with an enema and all that. Like, you know, porn stars know what they're doing. Like, it's not like you're just getting shit all over your dick every time you have anal sex. Like, I like a good butt fuck as much as the next guy. But it's just that image of, like, some hairy dude's asshole getting fucked by some other dude's hairy dick. Like, I think there's a number of things at play for why it's not as, like, accepted in mainstream media. Whereas, like, again... girls are pretty, they're not hairy, and when two girls have sex, like, you know, what are they gonna do, right? Like, it's just pussy licking, basically. So, like, there's just something cleaner, like, some sense of, like, I don't know, just it being more tasteful, that I think a lot of people are more into or okay with having lesbian romances on TV, but not gay romances. Why is... oh, Streamlabs is being fucking stupid. Oh, good. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's what we need. That's exactly what we need. Okay, there we go.
Oh no, I agree, there were definitely LGBT characters in shows I liked as a kid. That is not my issue. My issue is it's overrepresented in kids media these days, even in shows where it's not necessary. We don't need a gay couple in every single cartoon.
I don't even think the problem is that there's gay characters in, like, every cartoon. I think the problem is it's just terrible writing. And it's just so in your face. Because, again, when... back in the good old days when I was growing up, look at fucking Xena Warrior Princess or Sailor Moon and how they handled homosexual relationships versus what's that TV show everyone was shitting on that had that crappy ending but was good in the first 2 seasons? That was in the 80s. Why am I... Stranger Things. Dude, like, there's literally a whole fucking, like, 30-minute segment in that show where it's like, gather around, everybody. Will has to tell us how much he loves sucking dick. Go on, Will. Tell us about how you hate girls and you love guys' butts. So, like, it's just terrible writing. They're making it so fucking in your face and explicit, and it's just like this hacked, stilted, contrived writing where it's like, being gay is okay, all right? Do you understand now? Do you understand that it's okay to be gay, okay? Like, I think that's the main problem. Because, again, when they did it in the cartoon shows or TV shows that we liked when we were kids, it just wasn't a problem. It was just what the characters were, it's what they did, and you appreciated them for who they were because they're good characters, and their sexuality just wasn't all that important. It's just what they did. Like, that's what made all that other stuff fine, but now it's just like, oh my god, I get it, okay? Yeah, like, it's okay to suck dick, okay? I won't make fun of my, like, friend if he comes out, you know? Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo.
Everybody should be gay. We should force kids to be gay even harder.
I think the more sensible thing would be to have a straight tax, where you just tax people for, you know, being in a straight relationship. So if you, like, kiss a girl, you have to spend, like, an extra 10% on your taxes or something. I think that'd be more sensible. Thanks for the donation, though, Ton.
I've been talking with Chapped about testosterone and he's been advising me not to take it, but I feel like he's exaggerating the risks a bit, but I think he'll just give it a try anyway.
ChatGPT's a faggot. Beta male, yeah, it's always the fucking beta males that are like, testosterone's dangerous, what if this happens, what if that happens, like, it's just fucking retarded. All the risks that they tell you about when it comes to testosterone are just complete and utter bullshit. Again, it's one of the safest and most well-tolerated drugs ever made. So it's funny, the same people who will, like, fearmonger about testosterone and tell you, oh, don't do it, it's so bad. These same fucking people will, like, eat red meat every day, or drink, you know, occasionally, like once every week or two, which is way fucking worse for you. So, like, it's just stupid. Outrageously dumb. So yeah, gay. Thanks for the donation, though, Poe.
Location Hong Kong Harbor. Assignment, locate smuggled warhead. Oh no, Ninja Warriors! Read 9 through 3, perfect strikes. Up next, Super Ninja. It was my karate against kids. And theirs. Up for us, Chemo and the Karate Vet. A flip, a chop, a shot. This ball game was over now.
Kenner's Chuck Norris Karate Commandos, products sold separate.
Instead of Mr. T traveling the world solving mysteries with the gymnastics team that he was coaching, Chuck Norris would travel the world fighting the forces of evil. The live-action setups and closing morality bookends lifted right from the production style of Mr. T. Chuck Norris was joined in the cast by animation veteran Kathy Garver as tech expert Pepper. Alan Skeletor Oppenheimer played Chemo, the samurai warrior. Robert Ito was Tabe, the sumo wrestler. Sam Fontana played Chuck's apprentice Reed. And Mona Marshall carried the burden of too much. Bill Martin was the evil claw. James Avery provided additional voices. Super Ninja was played by Keone Young, pulling double cartoon ninja duty. He was in his third year as Storm Shadow on G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. It was the 80s and ninjas were hot. As good guys, as bad guys, as turtles. The only thing that could top a ninja was another ninja. The design of the series featured some of the biggest names ever to impact pop culture through comics and illustration. Jack Kirby, Gil Kane, Alfredo Alcala, and Doug Wildey are all credited as creative consultants. Ain't that a kick in the head? 5 episodes were produced to test the strength of the premise. It was syndicated, sold to networks, and merchandise deals were made to both increase the public awareness of the brand and make some money on the marketability of Chuck Norris. Kenner produced a series of roughly 6-inch scale Karate Commando action figures, fully
Oh, dude, that is so cool.
compatible with your A-Team, Knight Rider, and Rambo figures. Chuck Norris dominated the line with 3 different figures, each sporting a different outfit and action function. The Commandos drove around in Chuck's Karate Corvette, modeled after the 1986 Indy 500 pace car, tricked out with hood-mounted Onakamo blade, side-mounted Shinobi slicers, and rear-end trampoline spoiler. A second wave was planned, but the line didn't last long enough, depriving the world of the Karate Chopper helicopter, the Samurai Cycle, the Ninja Banzai motorcycle, new versions of Chuck and Chemo, new enemies like Night Fighter and Ninja Henchman.
I am eating Builder Bar protein bars, chocolate peanut butter flavor. I didn't eat all day, so I went out real quick for some snacks, and this is all I can do right now.
And proper representation of Vulture leader Claw himself. From January to July of 1987, Marvel Comics published 4 issues of Chuck Norris Karate Commandos, written by Joe Duffy and Howard Mackey, with art by Al Nichols, Mike Esposito, John D'Agostino, Alex Saviuk, Sam De La Rosa, and Spider-Man co-creator Steve Ditko. The series was released under Marvel's Star Comics imprint, which is a subset of comics targeted at even younger kids than the regular comics that Marvel published. It also features properties based on existing cartoons or toy lines, contemporaries of Chuck Norris like Star Wars Droids and Ewoks, Care Bears, Fraggle Rock, Heathcliff, Strawberry Shortcake, and Muppet Babies. The Karate Commandos found their way onto battery-operated toothbrushes, zipper clips, coloring books, sunglasses. You could deal out some damage with life-size role-play accessory weapon sets, or get under Chuck Norris's skin with the Ben Cooper Halloween costume. All 5 episodes were released on VHS by World Vision Home Video in 1987. The series hit DVD thanks to Warner Archive in April of 2011. You can also...
Should I go for a certain concentration or type of supplement? Also, will it make me not want to be pigged by muscular
watch the
women?
entire series streaming.
So you can either take testosterone cypionate or testosterone enanthate. Those are the 2 most common types of testosterone. It's the same drug. It's just that there's an ester attached to the drug that makes it release in your system either slower or faster. So enanthate's it has a fairly long half-life. Cypionate has a longer half-life. There's some longer acting ones now. I wouldn't bother with those. And there's some shorter acting ones. Don't bother taking testosterone propionate. Unless you want to experiment with it to see how you feel when it comes to like sex drive. Apparently some dudes really like it for like massively increasing sex drive, but it typically causes really, really horrific post-injection pain. It's not really worth taking. Also, don't bother taking something like Sustanon, which is testosterone that has a mix of esters. Like, again, it's just stupid. You're probably going to get side effects from it. Testosterone enanthate is typically sold in a concentration of 250 milligrams per mil. And testosterone cypionate is sold in concentrations at 200 milligrams per mil. If you see someone selling, like, online testosterone at a higher concentration than that for those esters, it's either fake or they're using some kind of industrial solvent to keep the mixture in solution. You can't suspend the drug in the carrier oil at higher concentrations than 250 per mil or 200 per mil. So it doesn't really matter if it's Test-E or Test-Sip. I think I generally recommend people just go on testosterone and enanthate, and I would start with a weekly dose of about 140 milligrams or 20 milligrams per day. The more frequently you inject, it seems, the less likely you are to experience side effects. because you have more stable levels. So that would be my recommendation. Thanks for the donation, though, Poe. I had 500 milligrams per mil testy a few years back, sting like hell every time. That was definitely due to whatever the fuck they put in that. That wasn't, I don't know what the hell was in that. I seriously doubt that was a 500 milligram per mil concentration. That had to be in some weird UGL crap, because there's no fucking way you could have testosterone and enthate in suspension at that concentration. That's fucking weird. So it probably wasn't even that concentration, and I can guarantee you they put some kind of industrial solvent in it, which was what was causing the post-injection pain.
For free on Tubi TV, and there are plenty of clips here on YouTube.com. Chuck Norris Karate Commandos is not coming back. It was barely here to begin with. It's not going to be rebooted because there's nothing to reboot, because Chuck Norris didn't stop being Chuck Norris when the series ended. He played the same character in movies, on television, and in the real world for the next 30 years. In his book, The Encyclopedia of American Animated Television Shows, David Perlmutter wrote that Chuck Norris Karate Commandos was, quote, a blatant exploitation of Norris's popularity among child audiences for whom it seemed the action-oriented narrative was directed. It was rather standard fare, save for the undoubtedly unintentional racism inherent in making the villains Asian people, as well as the public service announcements at the end where Norris unconvincingly asserted that violent acts of the kind featured in the program were my last option when it came to problem solving, end quote. Chuck Norris Karate Commandos never made it past the 5 and
Why would it be racist if the main villains are Asian? They just happen to be Asian.
Initial episodes. According to Chuck Norris himself, quote, we only did 5 of them, and then a woman at CBS said,
like there are real wars and conflicts going on, and like look at Iran. Are Americans racist against Persians, or is it just so happens that Iranians are Persian? And the issues we have with Iran have nothing to do with them being Persian. What a dumbass. Dude, this is just so stupid. These dumbass fucking... It's racist if they're a different race than you. You can still buy it. Can't remember the carry oil, but it was something I never heard of. Was it castor oil? I don't know if castor oil causes bad pip. I know it's extremely thick. India. Yeah, this is all Indian garbage. Yeah, India. A lot of the stuff coming out of India is either faked or EQ Test 500. Equipoise and testosterone. What kind of fucking idiot would buy this shit? Some of these UGL formulations are just baffling. But yeah, I'm assuming this is just garbage Indian horse shit, and who the fuck knows what it actually is.
Those are too violent. I said, what do you mean they're too violent? Do you see what's on TV now?
Why do you think it's okay to eat junk food every day? 'Cause I say so. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm an adult. You're literally eating a candy bar. Yeah, my appetite is fucked sometimes because of a long sustained side effect from an antipsychotic I've had. I barely ate anything in the last 2 fucking days. And to maintain my fucking body weight and shit, I'm eating a bit of junk food. Go fuck yourself. And why do you have to eat 2 bars? I don't have to do anything. I don't have to have you in my fucking chat. So why don't you shut your fucking mouth unless you want to get banned? Why couldn't you eat real food? Can you define what real food is? If I can put it in my mouth, chew it, eat it, and get energy from it, I believe that is real food. Is it a ghost? Is this a ghost candy bar? What are you, fucking stupid? Oh my god. I want to sleep.
Norris has attacked headquarters.
Norris? And where is he now? Norris! As usual, a dramatic entrance.
Hello and welcome to Cinecrisis. The 1980s were a time of change in the animation industry. Years, essentially.
Norris, he's got nerves of steel and strength to match.
I remember back in the day when watching cartoon shows on like a CRT TV and shit, like you'd barely be able to make out like fucking writing on a fucking building and shit. It's fucking hilarious. Especially with some of the like shitty VHS releases for some movies. What a different time we live in. So different from when I was a young lad. So different.
One year after the Ford government tabled its first
Is it a good idea to ask a pharmacist about safe doses of test and how to take it? Probably not, because they're fucking retard and they're gay. Testosterone has been tested in randomized trials at doses up to 600 milligrams per 600 milligrams per week. And you don't see any statistically significant changes in ApoB or blood pressure between treatment and placebo groups. Tolerability is also the same. So even in very high doses, it doesn't seem to really do anything or cause problems. And you're going to just hear stupid shit from a fucking pharmacist. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Just start off with a moderate, like, TRT dose, like 140 milligrams per week or 20 milligrams per day. And as needed, just up the dose, gradually if you want to, like, build more muscle or get some more of the other benefits from test. And, yeah, especially if you start going, having doses above 200 milligrams, get blood work done just to see how you're reacting to it. The biggest thing is just going to be your hematocrit.
They're literally defying gravity with every jump. But why do they move the way they do? These incredible creatures are the Sifaka lemurs, native to the unique landscapes of Madagascar. They have developed a distinctive physique to match their arboreal lifestyle. Their upright posture and disproportionately long legs are built for swinging through the branches with unmatched agility and precision. However, their short arms, while ideal for reaching from branch to branch, make walking on all fours nearly impossible. When the distance between trees pair too far apart to be reached, they descend to the ground. Here they adopt a unique two-legged hopping, mirroring the sideways leaps they employ in the canopy, seamlessly transitioning between their arboreal and terrestrial habitats.
They jump sideways. That's amazing. Fish Police, the animated series? What the fuck is that? I don't think I've seen this.
To work for me, sort of a fish Friday, but trust me, she...
Hello? Sandy, do you see what I see? Fin prints. I'd say they belong to a female 52 years old, slightly old.
Miss Piggy, rock...
Move. Yeah, but
I'll send fruit.
Not that easy.
Apparently it was
It didn't exactly.
calamari.
People come up with the dumbest shit. Fish Police. $350 OHP. Okay, yeah, I figured. Would you watch a gender flip version of Rambo? I don't know, maybe if she has nice tits and ass. Well, today was a funny day. But, I am going to go to bed now. Fuck your mom, fuck your dad. Get some sleep. That's a beetle. That's a very big bug. What kind of... What is that? It's a very big bug. Wow. That's a big bug. It's a really big bug. Well, I should get some rest because sleep is good for you. But tomorrow I should have a more normal day. I was just hanging out with a buddy of mine for his birthday, and just playing Dead Ops for like 6 hours straight, so I'm just wiped. But tomorrow we'll play Cuphead in all likelihood, like in the afternoon. And then we'll do a normal stream later in the evening, and then pee pee poo poo bum bum. Something something profit. But hope you all had fun. Big thanks to everybody who donated in Streamlabs. Really appreciate it. And nighty night.